And it was very impressive because I was still a first year or second year. I think it was most likely first year. And there was an SRC election. And I thought, and it was before the Democrats, right? Or around that time, 94. And Bratim was the moderator for the debate that happened. And those of you who are my age, you will remember the debates that happened between former President Mandela and former President de Klerk to the lead up to the 94 elections. So, Bratim, I'm glad that I got to be introduced by you. Thanks a lot for the sweet introduction. When you mentioned the number of years that I've worked, you say 24 years, and you say I must talk to young people. I just thought, am I the right person? It kind of made me feel old, right? It's like, time flies so quickly, and you told about retention, and you say, this man does not keep a job for a long time. And I don't, right? So I don't wonder whether I'm the right person to talk to you about retention. Maybe I should talk to you about movement. Anyway, good morning, everyone, and thanks a lot for SAIGA for inviting me to come and speak to you this morning. Very warm regards from the Auditor General, Tsakani Maluleke, who can't join us today. So these guys are good, right? When they aim for the boss and they can't get the boss, they go for the deputy. So it is my privilege and honor to come and join you today and talk to you. I did ask about the time I need to spend with you in terms of how much time do we have, how much time do we have for questions. I do like to take questions. There are just some few questions which were on the front page of some newspaper I won't mention that I will not want to entertain. Anything else, by all means. So they didn't show me how to choose the clicker, so I'm going to try to figure it out. Oh, there, it works. So quickly, let's get that part out of the way so that we can focus on the real presentation. So there has been a certain article which was written about the AGSA, which appeared on the front page. When I leave here, I'm going to be going to the airport so I can join AG Tsakani Maluleke to brief SCOWEC tomorrow at 9. So I will not be giving you any scoop. It will be in the public domain tomorrow. We are going to account. We do believe that as an institution, we believe in transparency, and we're going to account to our oversight bodies. I spent the entire weekend engaging with audit committee to make sure that we bring them up to speed and take them into our own confidence. And for those of you who share the badge with me, we are going to be having a family meeting tomorrow around 2:30. And you can ask me anything at that stage. Looking forward to you joining me for the family meeting. I know it's a Friday, it's a bit late, but we have to squeeze in time so you don't go spend a weekend without us talking to you. As per norm, we would have preferred to first address you. However, since we need to account to our oversight body, it made sense that we first go to SCOWEC, then come back and speak to our staff in an honest and candid manner. So, having said that, in some places, they give you a monitor where you can see the notes. Hey, don't worry, we'll sponsor you more next year. Yeah, because as a speaker, you're supposed to see your notes, right? And I was telling the team that helps me do these things. So you wonder, when you go out and speak, people do these things for you. So you take a quick glance at them, say, oh, okay, I'll look at them. So I'm going to have to look into my notes because I don't have a monitor. But you do know about the AG. We always repeat what we stand for. You will all have heard that we have changed our strategy. We've got a new strategy. Now we talk about Culture Shift 2030. The one thing that remains constant is this. We did not change our mission, we did not change our vision. It is constant. So the very same mission that late Kimima Kwetu was pushing, we're still pushing for the very same thing. So let me go to the meat of what I need to talk to you about. This is going to be tough, right? So I've got I am mic on. If I stand here, can you guys see me? Okay, it will make me easier to just see what's on the screen because, some conferences don't have enough. Is it a problem with the screen? I will borrow you another screen. We'll come put it here. So that the speaker can also have a screen. Because I only got this thing Oh, by the way, let me share you a funny secret. So when SAIGA tried to invite A.G. Tsakan and then they couldn't get her, she then delegated it to me. So they sent me a nice letter with a topic. And what the ladies? So my team goes and prepare a lovely presentation, talking notes, because there are 2 months to prepare. And then on the Monday or Tuesday, I got a program. And I remember reading the program. Then I get my talking notes. And I realized these two don't really talk to each other. So I don't know whether you guys said that and say, we got him. Let's change the topic. Let him come and talk about the things that really matters in our life. So I want to talk about those things that really matters in your life. So firstly, I said I'm not the right person to talk about retention because I don't stay long in a job. The current job I'm doing, I'm left with 4 years. If you find me in that place after 4 years, ask me what's wrong with me. My job will be done. If I extend, there's a problem. And I believe we must always set those goals in life. You will see in there, one of the slides, they will talk about the statistics as to most people believe that their first job is not a job for life. And it is correct. Back in the days, you will remember, some of you, when we were still growing up, our uncles used to work in firms. I don't know why you call it a firm, right? But we used to call it a firm. And now I grew up to call a firm only an audit firm. But they used to say, I work in a firm. And they were around your Jamestown or something, right? And then they will work there, and before they go on pension, and the son is still in standard 10 or standard 11, they then bring them. Barry, Batangenis. Do you remember those days? Where it was a family business, but not your business. It was a family employee business. So those days are gone. Those days are gone. These days, it is allowed to have more than one employer on your CV. The question, though, which I will question most people, is being able to get the sweet spot about leaving too soon and staying too long. So the part I want to talk to you about, which is in this particular slide, and I'll come back to the other stuff. Let me first talk about our focus areas as AGSA. So AGSA, you know that bulk of our trainees, they come there for a certain number of years, right? How many years do you think? 3 years. And most of them, if they have a choice, they will leave us before then, right? We get to lock them in because of what? A training contract. So we want to change that narrative. I don't think within an AGSA environment, 3 years is enough for a person to have solid experience. We're talking about 3+2 or 3+1, I don't know. But we need to keep our people for at least a year or two beyond their training contract, where someone is not worried about retaining. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? So why are you going to charge this time too? Because you arrived late. I'm watching you. I'm marking a register here. All the AG people are coming in late. I'm going to check your timesheets. So I believe that 3 years is not enough. 3 years is enough to sign off your SAIGA or your SAIGA articles. But in terms of solid experience, we need to give you that 1 extra year or 2 extra years for you to have solid managerial experience. Whether you call a manager or not, but where you're going to be able to take charge of an audit and be able to get that solid experience. So you will be glad, those of you who work at the AGSA, that we are seriously considering retaining our people next year who are supposed to go out of articles. We are doing this because of 2 reasons. Firstly, we believe in the right thing for our people to give them their solid experience. But secondly, there's a business case. What I've noticed, there are disruptors out there who are hiring my people on a short-term basis to come and do CWC back with us. So why should I give someone CWC? They come take my people, use them for the period of the CWC, and release them. I'd rather keep my people to be able to go and do the work that they've been doing for the 3 years, but make them do it as managers or as supervisors, whatever title that we call them, but for them to be able to gain that managerial experience. After that time, they need to be comfortable to go and walk into any municipality, go and walk into any public sector, go to any entity, global or in South Africa, to go and say, I've been trained by AGSA, and be able to be in the forefront of getting a job of their choice. Those who will be crazy enough like me to stay at the AG, they should have a career path within AGSA. The reality is, if you look at our numbers that we've got here, this year we took 424. It's practically impossible for me to keep these numbers forever. We need to find a way for those that need to stay, but for those that need to go, they need to go, but in a managed fashion. So, as I said, I'm not the right person to talk about our retention, but I'm the person to talk about how do we build a career in such a way that when it's time to say goodbye, we say goodbye with a smile. It should not be a problem. We should be able to understand that at some stage, we are not here for life. We're not married for life. It's an arrangement. Kimaslalisana, this thing. And when Maslalisana come to an end, we walk out with a smile. So let's talk compensation, right? Because that's an important part. There's a survey which was done to say that, where's the survey? I'll flip around the slide because like I told you, I only received the slides last night, and I can't see them, so I have to remember where they are. So there's a survey which was done that says that people rank remuneration as the second best thing. So it's important for us to create the right environment. How many of you on a Sunday feels like you get sick when you think about going to work? You do? I hope you don't work for AG, do you? You work for AG? Let's have a chat. Good morning.
Morning, AG.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you, sir?
So when you woke up this week and you thought, I'm going for a conference, you were very happy.
Yes, I was very happy.
But were you happy that we were going to pay you today?
Yes, I was very happy that you're going to pay me today.
Okay, I will repeat. He said he was very happy that he was going to get paid today.
Yes.
So let's imagine it's going to be this Sunday. How do you think you're going to feel on Sunday when you're going to go back to the office on Monday?
On Monday. I still, I'd be, happy and sad at the same time, because the compensation and the reward as well obviously will compensate for the sadness. But I'm just being honest as well, DAG, that money makes us happy because it can, it helps us take care of certain people and our family, so that we derive joy and happiness from there. So I will not lie and say I won't be happy when the notification comes into my bank account.
Okay, great. So what can I do to make your life much easier at AG?
What you can do, DAG, to make my life easier is to put me on the same pedestal with my counterparts because of the contribution and level that I also bring to the organization that I dearly love so much.
Thank you. Which B are you in?
I'm in National C.
Okay, thank you. Lawrence, right? Okay. Great. So I'm glad that you say that money is important, but it's not that important, right? It compensates for the harm that you do, and it must put you on the same pedestal, and I hope that you're going to do that. So what do we think we need to do as a GSA? So the things that you spoke about, I spoke about the 3 + 2 years. But those 3 + 2 years, it's not about you staying in National C. For how long have you been at National C? 2018, 4 years, right? Do you have plans to go to SARS? Do you have plans to go anywhere else within the organization?
Yes, I do have plans to go to the public sector, but another challenge is the freezing period. I just forgot. Makes me not think about moving because of. Okay, sorry, DAG, I'll have to repeat that. I think for me, I'm also like you, not wanting to be in one place for a long time, but there's limitations that are placed on me, and through the chairperson of SAIGA, I would like to be given the permission to just talk to the limitation. The first limitation would be the cool-off period. That makes me be so scared, to say if I move over to assist, obviously taking into account my objectivity and my professional responsibilities, I then become so scared to even think about moving to those that really need my skill and to open up space for someone, in terms of opportunity in the position that I am. That is the first thing. The second thing, I speak to anybody in the public sector, with regards to the qualification that I possess, that we really worked out so, and that is so beautiful, in its nature. but nobody knows about us, nobody knows what does this qualification entail. And obviously, as an organization, we are working towards being known, and we are working towards, getting up there. But I think honestly, we really need the support of the DAG as well, to also put in a beautiful word for us, in these entities that require, our expertise. Because DAG, I can promise you, in this room, there's a whole lot of brilliant minds, intellectuals, and very hardworking individuals who just need to be given a chance, and who just need to be, who just need someone to just put in that weight and authority and to vote for them.
Thank you. Mr. President, next year if you can't get the AG, you can't get the DAG. That's for me. So thanks a lot for raising that, right? So I think some of the things is communication. So did you engage with me during the roadshows? Okay.
So here...
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I'm going to say is that it's just communication. So
Yeah.
during my roadshows, I kept saying that I'm short of one signature to remove that cooling off period. I forgot to come back to you and say I got that signature.
Thank you.
There was EXCO last week, and we just have to pass the policy that needs to support that in line with that signature. So we are going to communicate the EXCO resolutions. So there's no more cooling off period. However, it's not free for all. We have to act in a responsible manner. We're going to put procedures that make sense. If you're going to talk to an auditee about employment, you need to declare it so that we can put the right safeguards. The cooling off period did not serve us, did not serve you, did not serve anyone. Hence, we took it off. But we expect you to be responsible. It will not look good for you to sign an audit opinion today, and next month you are the financial manager on the other side. But the cooling off period was not working. So I'll come back to you and confirm that EXCO did pass the revised policy. So we did get that signature. So when you talk about the 3+2, right, it's also to allow that. So when we release you to go and do work in the public sector, we don't want you to cause damage for every ex-AG person because you got there and they find that there's no solid experience. If we can keep you for 2 more years, and by the time we let you go, they know that ovupini, Do you guys understand, Changan? Yeah, ovupini, when you get your cow heels and you find this cow heel is it's well cooked, it's proper. That's what you want. Because you need to be our ambassadors. When they see you going there, they say, guys, let's go and queue up for the next batch of people that we're going to release. And when I think we're going to release everyone from the 428 I told you about, we say, no, we're only giving you this batch. That is, we're still keeping them in our system because we need to make sure that they are ready for you. So that will take care of your first problem. I think on the second one, I will let the president deal with it. I at least solve one problem, right? If I can solve at least one of your 2 problems a day, that's good enough, right? Yeah? Continue.
Being
Okay, now it's becoming a family meeting. Okay, good. I told you I've got my coffee machine finally.
Yes, I would
come have coffee with me.
I'd really appreciate that.
Sure, come have coffee with me. Have coffee with me, and then I'll solve the other problems.
Thank you.
I did say I'm going to leave some time for some questions, and Bratim wants to stand up. It means I'm running out of time. Okay. Why didn't you save me, Bratim? I thought we have this thing drilled down that when I get into trouble, you're going to come and help me. So the other thing that we're going to be doing is that we spoke about the people person. I really want to encourage you to stop thinking you work for a business unit. You work for a GSA. And this is not about the GSA, right? I'm using a GSA as an example. But use your companies to give you a broad range of experience. A people person is someone who's got business acumen, but also the technical skills. As auditors, we are suckers for these professional qualifications. But we lack what? Business acumen. And you go and engage with the CFO, and all you want is you didn't ask for the 3 quotation. But I say, but how do I ask for the 3 quotation when I'm driving a BMW? Do I mean to go to Mercedes, ask for a quotation for whatever it is I use on a BMW? There's one of our clients that told us that we asked them for quotation, and these people, they're in the rail business. And they say, if I'm using this particular one, where else do I go to get for the quotation? So it's important. I'm just using this people person from a business acumen perspective. But beside that, as an auditor, you add your value. So the team, CIA, as it's not central agency. It stands for Certified Internal Auditor. No, it's nothing. It's nothing. But it was my commitment as an auditor to try and demonstrate that I need to show that I'm a well-rounded auditor. It worked for me because I could convince you guys to make me your DAG. Because I don't know how to audit, right? Do you know that? I know nothing about auditing, but I'm a CA, right? So someone will believe that because I'm a CA, I know how to audit. And the only thing I
When I talked to a few of your employees, and I thought I'm gonna take you up on it, but I'm actually glad to see what you guys are doing, because most of them who are your regulatory auditors did not seem to have IT skills. And I said, I know your boss is a very well-rounded, a people person, and therefore it's very important for you